Pardon me, dear, but you appear to be lost. Economy seating is located behind that curtain. The tone was slick and patronizing. From her position in seat 3A, Kristen Paul kept her eyes on her book initially. She straightened her sleeveless cobalt blouse as her lengthy golden hair fell across her shoulder, then gradually shifted her attention toward the walkway. Standing above her was a man dressed in an expensive gray suit, gripping a glass of whiskey while impatiently tapping his ticket. "I'm confident I'm in my assigned seat," Kristen responded, maintaining a quiet, steady voice. The man exhaled with disbelief. "Look here, sweetheart. I'm not sure whose approval you gained to get through boarding, but you're in the premium cabin. This section is reserved for paying customers." Kristen produced her ticket and displayed it silently. The print clearly indicated 3A. The man grabbed it from her fingers, examined it, then dismissed it with contempt. "Computer mistake. My status is platinum key level. Seat 3A belongs to me. It has always belonged to me. Now cooperate and return to seat 30 before I need to involve staff." Every conversation in the cabin ceased. "I recommend you locate your proper seat, sir," she stated, her tone becoming deeper. The man's complexion became bright red. "Flight attendant!" he shouted. A crew member named Nancy rushed through the aisle. "Mr. Sterling, what seems to be the trouble? This individual has taken my seat and won't relocate. I demand her immediate removal." Nancy directed her attention to Kristen, her eyes scanning the youthful fair-haired woman. Her assessment was transparent. "Miss, would you mind showing me your ticket, please?" Nancy examined it and appeared puzzled. "It certainly indicates 3A. Miss, are you traveling with someone? Perhaps your spouse or parent is aboard." "I'm traveling independently," Kristen declared, pronouncing every word with exact clarity. "The ticket was purchased by me." "Nancy, departure is scheduled in 10 minutes, Sterling complained. "Simply relocate her to economy class so we can depart." Nancy glanced between the two passengers. The situation influenced her decision. "Miss, there appears to be some confusion. Mr. Sterling represents one of our premium customers. You'll need to collect your belongings." "Absolutely not," Kristen said. "I beg your pardon." Nancy appeared shocked. "Absolutely not," Kristen said again. "This seat was paid for by me. I'm occupying this seat. I will not be moving." Sterling released a bitter chuckle. "Are you aware of my identity?" He bent down, seizing the handle of Kristen's bag. "Stand up or I'll force you up." The atmosphere in the cabin transformed. Kristen reacted, a minimal movement, her right hand rising to block. She made no contact with him, yet her demeanor shifted from casual traveler to alert readiness within an instant. For one brief moment, costly fragrance disappeared. In its place, she detected burning fuel and blood. She experienced sandy particles grinding in her mouth. The aircraft engines transformed into the steady pounding of helicopter blades, frantic yelling, the crushing burden of tactical gear. She witnessed the explosion of an entry, particles hanging in moonlight, expressions of soldiers depending on her to navigate the dangerous passage. In that reality, maintaining position meant survival. The flashback endured merely a moment. She observed Sterling's grip on her bag, then met his gaze. Her expression held no trace of anxiety. "Release your hand," she commanded. It carried no suggestion of a request. "Otherwise what?" Sterling mocked. "Nancy, contact the pilot. Request security. She's making threats against me." Nancy reached for the communication device. "Captain, we're experiencing a disruption in premium class. A passenger won't leave a supposedly duplicated seat." The cabin filled with murmurs. Soft conversations emerged from behind. Passengers were recording with their devices. Shortly after, Captain Mike Hayes stepped out from the flight deck. He appeared solid and weathered with gray hair and tired, understanding eyes. "What's happening here?" "Captain, we're relieved you're here," Sterling announced. "This woman has claimed my seat. She won't cooperate. Then she made threats. She's unstable. I demand her removal." Hayes addressed Nancy. "Is this accurate?" "She won't follow instructions, Captain. and Mr. Sterling holds platinum status. Hayes raised his hand for quiet. He faced Kristen. Miss, on this aircraft, we comply with directions. When the crew member requests that you… Kristen looked upward. As she moved, she pulled her shoulders backward. The action caused her blouse strap to shift somewhat, and the material across her upper back became taut. The early sunlight entering through the cabin entrance illuminated her back. Captain Hayes stopped speaking abruptly. His focus fixed on the skin revealed by her shirt's design near her right shoulder area. Present there, marked in dark, careful lines, was body art. An anchor, an eagle, a trident, and an old pistol, the symbol of the elite teams. Beneath it appeared a unit identifier that no longer existed in official records. Attribute marking. Hayes became motionless. He studied the tattoo, then returned to Kristen's face. He truly observed her this time. He noticed the mark along her forehead that cosmetics couldn't completely conceal. He noticed how her hands rested on her legs, calm yet prepared. He noticed the rough skin. He recognized the tattoo. He recognized the unit. And he understood that women weren't meant to bear it unless they had proven themselves in the deepest, darkest areas of combat. The gold star integrated into the anchor indicated she had received the silver star or above, or was the only survivor of a unit that had been eliminated. The quiet extended painfully. Sterling misinterpreted it as support. You see, even the pilot recognizes you're a fake. Captain Hayes slowly lifted his hand to silence Sterling. Be silent, Hayes commanded, his voice sharp as a blade. Hayes regarded Kristen, straightening his posture. What's your name, miss? Kristen Paul. Captain Hayes gulped noticeably. He recognized the surname. Everyone in that community recognized the name Paul. Nancy, give me the passenger list. He searched and located 3A. Designation V1. He selected it. It expanded. Defense Department Priority Level 1. Required passage. Medal of Honor recipient. Hayes felt color leave his face. He looked at Sterling. You wish to remove her? Hayes questioned, his voice dangerously low. She's causing problems, Sterling stated. She's likely some military wife. Captain Hayes turned completely towards Sterling, his face displaying profound contempt. This woman isn't a spouse. She's not causing problems, and she absolutely won't leave this aircraft unless she chooses not to share the same oxygen as you. Sterling became defensive. I have connections with this airline's CEO. I'm indifferent if you have connections with the nation's president, Hayes interrupted. You're harassing a passenger who has contributed more to your liberty to behave like an arrogant fool than you could accomplish in 10 lifetimes. Hayes grabbed his radio. Control tower, this is American Flight 492. We're experiencing a security situation. I require airport security and the JSOC representative from the local base right away. Sterling smiled smugly. At last, remove her. I'm not requesting them for her, Hayes said, maintaining eye contact with Sterling. I'm requesting them for you. The following 10 minutes passed chaotically. Emergency lights appeared. 2 dark SUVs drove onto the runway, a violation of standard procedure that only occurred for government leaders or the most critical military situations. Sterling remained standing with confidence. The cabin entrance burst open. It wasn't airport security. It was a Navy Rear Admiral joined by 2 military police and a woman in a professional gray outfit. The Admiral wore service uniform, decorations covering his chest. He appeared enraged. Where is she? The Admiral commanded. Captain Hayes indicated seat 3 as the Admiral strode through the aisle. Sterling moved forward, satisfied. Admiral, I appreciate. The Admiral ignored him completely. He pushed Sterling aside forcefully enough to make the man stumble backward. The Admiral halted before Kristen. Kristen rose to her feet slowly. She adjusted her cobalt blouse and faced the Admiral. A subtle, tired smile crossed her face. Greetings, sir. The Admiral delivered a salute so sharp it appeared to slice through space. A salute of complete, unwavering honor. Chief Paul, the Admiral stated, lowering his hand only after she reciprocated. I received word there was a complication with your travel. Simply a confusion, Admiral, Kristen said quietly. This individual believed I was seated incorrectly. The Admiral turned deliberately to Sterling. Sterling had become pale, looking between the Admiral, the captain, and the fair-haired woman. A confusion, the Admiral echoed. He regarded Sterling as if he were filth. You attempted to remove Chief Petty Officer Kristen Paul from her seat. Sterling stuttered. I was unaware. She didn't appear like, she's female and she is female? The Admiral cut in, his voice like crushing rocks. She is a senior chief special warfare operator. She is the initial woman to finish the complete training and serve with the development group. She possesses 4 Purple Hearts. She extracted 3 soldiers from a burning aircraft in the Pesh Valley while absorbing machine gun rounds to her back. She's traveling to Washington to receive a medal from the president that you only witness in films. And you wanted to relocate her to economy class so you could have additional space for your computer. The quiet was total. The woman in 4A gasped audibly. Sterling appeared ready to be sick. I apologize. I was unaware. Lack of knowledge doesn't excuse disrespect, Captain Hayes added. He addressed Nancy. And you? Your responsibility is to guarantee the security and respect of our passengers, not judge them. Nancy was shaking. I adhered to the procedure. You adhered to the procedure for satisfying a bully? Hayes corrected. The Admiral turned back to Kristen. Chief, we can provide private transportation. You don't need to travel with these civilians. Kristen observed Sterling, who was now retreating into the seat. She observed Nancy nearly in tears. Then she surveyed the other passengers. No, sir, Kristen stated. I'm comfortable here. I simply want to reach home. She paused, observing Sterling. I believe this individual was departing. The Admiral signaled to the military police. Remove Mr. Sterling from the aircraft. However, Sterling began. Immediately, the Admiral commanded Sterling gathered his luggage, his face burning with greater shame than he had ever caused a server or employee. He was escorted away past the rows of quiet passengers. As he moved past row 10, someone began applauding. Then another joined. Shortly, the complete plane was clapping. The Admiral shook Kristen's hand. I'll see you in D.C., Chief. After the group departed, Captain Hayes picked up the announcement system. Passengers, this is your captain. I want to express regret for the postponement. We had some cargo requiring removal. And to the passenger in 3A, having you aboard is an honor. Kristen settled back into her seat. She didn't celebrate. She didn't retrieve her device. She merely reopened her book. As the aircraft moved forward, she shut her eyes. The vibration triggered the flash memory again. A cave system in northern Syria. Complete blackness. Her team had been attacked. Her team commander, Miller, had received a shot to the major artery. The way out was obstructed. Kristen had been the smallest, the sole one capable of fitting through the collapsed ventilation passage to attack the enemy from the side. She recalled crawling through sharp stone, the rock shredding her uniform, her flesh. She recalled the fear that she wouldn't arrive quickly enough to rescue Miller. She recalled entering the enemy room, her suppressed handgun firing 3 times. She recalled pulling Miller, a soldier double her size, 300 meters to the pickup location while her back burned from metal fragments. Miller lived. He was the person who created the tattoo design. He sketched it on a napkin in the medical facility in Germany. The trident for the brotherhood, the pistol for the rescue, the anchor because she was the sole thing that kept them grounded when everything went to chaos. She opened her eyes. The aircraft was ascending. Nancy appeared beside her, holding champagne, her hand trembling. Miss Paul, Chief, I am deeply sorry. I formed judgments I had no right to make. Kristen regarded the woman. She recognized sincere regret. She recognized a woman who had made an error. Kristen accepted the champagne. Her eyes became gentler. Principles matter, Nancy. It's irrelevant who the individual is or what expensive clothing they're wearing. The regulations apply to everyone. Don't allow the aggressive ones to silence the correct ones. I won't, Nancy said softly. Thank you. Kristen turned toward the glass, observing the earth recede. She touched the area on her shoulder where the ink existed beneath the cobalt material. She wasn't a hero because she possessed a tattoo. She was a hero because she understood that the genuine conflicts weren't waged for premium seating privileges or recognition. They were waged for the person next to you. And occasionally the greatest triumphs were simply maintaining your position when everyone instructed you to relocate. Upon landing, Kristen waited for all other passengers to exit. She didn't desire the recognition. She collected her backpack, acknowledged Captain Hayes with a gesture, and proceeded into the terminal. She merged into the masses immediately. The cobalt blouse vanished into the ocean of travelers. Nobody glanced at her twice. Nobody realized that the woman heading toward luggage collection carried the burden of history on her back, and that was precisely how she preferred it.